Slap your tongue to the roof of your mouth and you're good to go. Well, there's a bit more to it than that. Like all mewing beginners, you want to know if you're mewing correctly so you're not wasting months of your time so you can transform your whole face and jawline like thousands of others out there. Right now, I'm going to show you the tongue posture you need for mewing to work, and this is the part you won't find anywhere else. I'm going to show you how to get it if you can't do it. If you want my help to get the best jawline genetically possible for you, scroll down, sub, and hit the bell icon. What is the perfect mewing tongue posture? This is what is happening inside the mouth of an experienced mewer. Number 1, stand up straight with your shoulders back. Simple enough, your mom's been telling you to do this your whole life. Number 2, lightly close your mouth with your bottom teeth slightly behind your top teeth. It's the best if they're slightly touching at the back, but it's okay if they're slightly apart. Don't clench your teeth together. It's bad for your teeth and it doesn't help your result. Number 3, your tongue rests behind your back teeth and the back part of your tongue is engaged against the palate, but it's not blocking the throat, which is a common problem I think a lot of people have. More on that later. Now, number 4, you've got to breathe through your nose because you can't mew without nose breathing. You can't have your mouth closed and breathe through it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
People who leave their mouth open, they naturally drop their tongue away from this position as they breathe. If you can't breathe through your nose, you can't mew. Chewing is done purely with the teeth. The cheeks aren't used to move food around. That's the tongue's job. So chew with your teeth. Number 6, swallowing. That's all the work of your tongue. This is a very important part of mewing. Once you've ground down food with your teeth or you have saliva or liquid, the tongue does a sweep like this and it presses up against the palate, creates a suction, and it pushes the liquid contents down the throat. You don't have any help from your jaw muscles or your cheeks or your lips. You want to swallow just using your tongue. Swallowing almost shouldn't be visible from the outside. Experienced mewers will do this all throughout the day, every single day for the rest of their life, apart from when they're eating, drinking, or talking. Even when they're sleeping, they're breathing through their nose and their tongue is pressed up against the upper palate. Yes, mewers mew when they're sleeping as well. Now, if you can do this and stick to it, the shape of your face will improve and your teeth might even get straighter as well. No kidding. Okay, Matt. Yep, got it. That's the perfect mewing tongue posture. But what if I can't do the perfect tongue posture? Come to the right place. You have. How do you know if you're doing the correct mewing tongue posture? It's a common question because you can't see in someone's mouth and see how they're doing it. You also can't see inside your own mouth and see what it looks like in there. There's a few ways you can know what it feels like when your tongue is up against the palate in the correct posture. The sing technique. You've probably heard this one and you've probably even tried it. Say the word sing and hold the position that your tongue is when you hold the ing end part. Making that NG sound at the end of sing, your tongue has to be up against the palate to make that sound. So sing, that's roughly the position that you want to be holding. You're mewing, you're doing it, man. When you do that, your tongue is up against the palate and it's not touching your teeth at all. So try doing this like 10 times a day. Every once in a while, just do it. Hold it and get used to what your tongue feels like. Remember to breathe. The swallow hold. Now this is when you swallow and then you hold your tongue in that position. So my advice with this one is don't do it. I think this one leads to a lot of confusion because people swallow and then try and hold it and that blocks the back of their throat and then they can't breathe. When you're mewing correctly, you can breathe. So this ain't it. The chin up hold. This one I discovered myself and I actually found it to be really effective, especially in the early stages of mewing when you really have no idea what you're doing. Start by lying down on your stomach like this.
No, you hang up. Oh my god, stop.
Now put your head up like this, close your mouth, and then try and put your whole tongue up against your upper palate. I found that it's way easier like this to actually get your tongue up against your palate because when your head is pointing downwards, your tongue has to kind of curve and that's really hard on the muscles. But when your head is up like this, it's really natural for your tongue to straighten out and sit up against the palate. So it's a really great way to get used to what it feels like and to strengthen the back muscles of your tongue. This is why back posture is super important because with the correct back posture, your chin is sort of up anyway, and it makes it easier for your tongue to sit in this position. Definitely worth a try if you're a beginner. Well, that's all great, Matt. But what if I can't even do any of these? Whoa, hey, that's all right. I'm here to help. Let me help you. I couldn't do it in the beginning either. So I've shown you what the correct mewing tongue posture is and how to know if you're doing it correctly. But what if you can't do the mewing tongue posture? You've tried everything You've watched all the tutorials and your face hurts, or you still can't breathe properly and everyone looks at you weird. Well, don't stress, because just because you can't do it straight away, it doesn't mean you're never going to be able to do it. It's a process and it's a journey. Your tongue, jaw, and facial muscles just aren't strong enough in the right places to be able to hold the correct position. So you're going to have to allow for some time for them to get stronger. You wouldn't walk into a gym and just start bench pressing 500 for the first time. Matt, I can't breathe. It's because you're focusing too much on the tongue and you're neglecting your breath. For a little while, just forget about the back third of your tongue and try to learn how to breathe with the front of your tongue up against the palate. You should be able to do that. So that's not the full mewing tongue posture, but it is the start. And this is actually how I started. I put the tip of my tongue up there, not all of it, and I learned how to breathe through my nose, and that's what I did for, like, I don't know, the first month. As you get used to breathing, then you can work your way up to getting more of the tongue up there and more, and maintaining that nose breathing. I know it sounds annoying, like taking all this time just to learn how to do it, but once you get it, you can just set it and forget it. All the health and beauty benefits will just continue to roll in. No matter what I do, I just can't get the back third up against the palate. Your face just isn't strong enough. It's not ready for it. Make sure you have correct back posture, because that will make it easier. But just take it easy. Like, it doesn't matter if you can't do it straight away. Focus on the other parts of mewing, just having the tip up there. It's gonna take a few weeks, maybe a few months. Get used to it. During that time, your face may hurt a little bit, but it's gonna get stronger. Your jaw is gonna move forward a little bit. The muscles in your tongue are gonna get stronger, and over time, you'll just find one day that, yeah, you'll be able to get it up there. I think I have the right tongue posture, but my teeth keep being pushed apart. This is probably because you're pushing too hard with your tongue. You should just be resting up there. When you're pushing too hard, that's hard mewing. That's another thing. I'll talk about it later. But if you feel like your teeth are being pushed apart, you're forcing it too much. You're trying to use your jaw and everything to make it happen. You need to relax more and just focus on your tongue. My face hurts when I mew. Well, that's probably a good thing, right? You wouldn't expect to get massive biceps without being sore, would you? And that's the same with your face. You're trying to change everything and build new muscles and bring your maxilla forward. So it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable, and just embrace it and realize that that uncomfortableness is a sign that you're moving forward. Spend a few weeks learning how to get the correct mewing tongue posture, because once you can do it, you can just do it forever without even thinking about it. And the changes to your facial bone structure, your breathing, and your health will just happen without any extra work from you. But tongue posture is just one of the 5 steps of mewing. You need to be doing them all correctly, otherwise you probably won't see results. And that's why I created this video. So click on that and I'll see you there.